Why hold on to head coaches if they're not getting the job done? Who is to blame and who should go? Let's get out the candle.
Light the candle.
Oh, no.
Light the candle.
Hey, it's a possibility.
The Bengals won, but it's too little too late. You know, I think their season's over, so.
It might be you, me, and Nick Sirianni all watching it on television. Hello and welcome to NFL Week 7 of the Hurry Up on DAZN, of course. I'm here with my buddies, pals, amigos, and yes, I'm saying it once again. I'm going to say it for the whole entire season. I'm with Ash and George. Ash and the NFL, George on sports. How are you guys?
Dre 365. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We are enjoying the London games.
Yes.
Obviously, we're almost over now.
It is almost over. The Tottenham games are officially over. We move on swiftly to the Wembley games, which I can't wait for because I tell you what, that game's going to shock a lot of people.
Right, so we've had a lot of things happen in a short space of time.
Yeah.
A lot have happened in the NFL world. So I'm going to start off with the Bears, obviously, in that game at Tottenham.
Yeah.
Packed crowd. Really amazing atmosphere.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
I was actually genuinely shocked at how well the Chicago Bears fans travelled. The stadium pretty much looked orange. It was great. The atmosphere was buzzing, and it kind of matched the effort on the field. Caleb Williams showed up. They put down a lot of points, like touchdowns, through the air, on the ground. Can't say the same thing for the Jags, though.
No, but you're right. Those Bears fans, they do travel well, actually, and they travel loud.
Yeah.
I will say, I think the atmosphere almost topped the previous week with the Vikings
I think it
as
did.
well.
It
yeah.
did for me.
But hey, for a team that should be playing well in London, like the Jags, hey, they just didn't turn up.
There's a lot of exciting things to talk about, a lot of great things to talk about, but let's get something that was not pleasant to be able to watch out of the way. Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions, like what a horrible injury.
You know what? Regardless of if it's a divisional rival or if it's like a team you don't really enjoy and stuff, nobody roots for players to get injured. Nobody roots for players to get injured like that. I did see, though, online that apparently his surgery did go well, but there's no time scale on his return. But obviously he will be going back to Detroit anyway. But I mean, that is just a brutal injury, and kind of watching that happen live as well.
Yeah.
Oof, as a fan, it's you don't like seeing it, but great news that the surgery went well. So I mean, fingers crossed.
I think it sucks more because he was on his way to, in my opinion, becoming, he was already the leader of Defensive Player of the Year, and he led the league in sacks. Funnily enough, he actually had sacked Dak Prescott on that play. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't seen it, I won't describe it too much because it's very gruesome.
It was,
Yeah. When you break your tibia and fibia, I think you can paint the picture.
The leg was wrapped.
It was wrapped.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
It was wrapped.
So let's talk about someone who's happy to waste money. Hassan Reddick has been dropped by his agency. He's, I think we calculated this, he's lost over 12 million.
Yeah. When I saw this, I just thought, oh, man, you're either expecting to have this work out, because to throw away 12 million, bro, $12 million? That's crazy. And to be dropped by your own agency kind of speaks volumes. But he has been picked up by another agency, and they're hoping to get things sorted out. But 12 million down the drain is a lot of money.
I mean, who's giving away 12 million?
Right.
Sign me up. I'll go. I'll get involved. Yeah.
And it was all cool just like not too long ago at the start of the London games when we were all sitting there present in front of Robert Saleh, who was the coach. And obviously, miraculously, he was just fired.
That was a weird one, I will just say. I mean, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and say everything that I say for my hot takes is coming true. Because I did say that we would lose a head coach by week 6. I wasn't expecting Robert Saleh to go, though. I really wasn't. We had a whole bunch of other head coaches on our hot seat list. Should he have been fired? Should he have been the person to go from the Jets? I mean, after watching last night's game, I don't think so. But it'll be interesting to see where Robert goes, because I think another team will pick him up.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing I'll just add on to that is it's weird. Normally when teams don't perform well, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they get rid of the OC first. Who is the OC? Nathaniel Hackett. Who's his best friend? Aaron Rodgers. He weren't going nowhere,
I mean,
ever.
all you got to do is just put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers definitely had a say.
Yeah, he has actually said, just to be fair, that is nothing to do with him. Now, whether we believe
but of
him or
course
not...
he would say that. Of course. Oh, it's
What
got
else
nothing
is he
to do
gonna
with
say?
me.
Yeah. Look, he might not have walked into the room and slammed his fist on the table and said, get rid of him, but he definitely would have had a word in Woody's ear.
Yeah.
And after that, the rest was history.
Okay, let's speak about someone who's getting a bit out of hand yet again. The schoolboy antics are happening again with Nick Sirianni. Drama follows him on purpose because he makes it happen against the Cleveland Browns. They scraped the Eagles, that is, obviously. Yeah. Scraped only 4 points they won by, but you would have thought they give them a whooping.
Yeah, that's the game that you should be concerned about if you're an Eagles fan, because you should be wiping the floor with the Browns because they haven't showed up on defense or offense. Deshaun Watson's the highest sacked quarterback in the league. Saquon Barkley, I was expecting big things from him. Instead, all the news is focused on Nick Sirianni fighting with the fans, being booed at halftime. What is wrong with this guy?
But he loves it. He antagonizes those fans and then he plays on it as well. And then obviously the news is going to follow Nick Sirianni rather than anything else that's happening. But if you do look at that game, I mean, the Browns didn't score a touchdown.
It's bad.
I mean, but we see this kind of every year, I feel, with the Eagles. There is always like a slow unraveling after like maybe a hot game or two to start the season. You're right, though. Saquon Barkley should have popped off in that game, but nothing happened. So I wonder kind of what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on in the locker room again. At the end of the day, Nick Sirianni, he's still, like, I think we said he was on a lukewarm hot seat the other week.
Oh, it's hot, man.
It's the burner is being turned up.
This is what I'm going to say. So, like, I think there's no better time for me to use my hot take.
Oh, okay.
Early.
Now, obviously, you know I make time for Nick Sirianni in particular. Now, Nick Sirianni, you have to act like a coach. You're not there as a cheerleader. If you want to be a cheerleader because you keep on saying, I'm there to give the energy, you're there to be a coach. You're the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know what? I cannot believe I'm defending their fans, but they pay their money, hard-earned money, so you're not in any way right to be going at them. I think that seat is properly hot. I would say you are gone if you do not reach that Super Bowl. I've said it before. I'm going to reiterate again that Nick Sirianni's place is not secure at all. And I think it's only a matter of time because the fans, especially those fans of all fans, are not going to be putting up with you doing that stuff. So if you want to be a cheerleader, go over there. If you want to be a head coach, do your job.
Ooh.
Act responsibly.
Fair enough.
Be mature.
There's like going to be a thing at the bottom of the screen. Act responsibly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about the last thing that we all, unless you're a Cowboys fan, enjoyed.
Whoa.
A proper beatdown. Obviously, we spoke about Aiden Hutchinson earlier on, but it was a good side to that, where it was a complete dominating performance by the Detroit Lions. It was their place.
It says by a Giants fan. It was like
quite
a
literally.
good fun thing.
Quite literally.
Everyone, all the rest of the division was like kumbaya.
No, I know. Well, I mean, guys, let's get out the candle.
Light the candle.
Oh, no.
Light the candle. Tell them why.
So, the Cowboys got a beatdown, a thorough beatdown by the Detroit Lions. They're my division rivals. I'm fine with this. Guys, the beatdown came on Jerry Jones's birthday. Happy birthday, Jerry. Happy belated birthday even. Cheers.
You can't make it up. You honestly can't make it up. It's just the fact that they can't get a win on their owner's birthday, America's team. They can't even give him that as a gift. What's more funny about that is on the show before this, where we recorded at Tottenham Stadium, I think my luck was the Lions were coming off a bye week. They're full of life. They're full of energy. They're about to beat down on them Cowboys. Yeah. And that's exactly what they did. No mercy. I know Aiden Hutchinson went out. I know that's not what we wanted to happen. But Jesus, the Cowboys, I just don't get it. They're just the laughing stock of the NFL. They really are.
Yeah.
Jerry's birthday as well. Like, honestly, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the Jerry Jones birthday, I think, was really the icing on top of the birthday cake. Oh, there's just so many birthday puns here. But if you go back, and feel free, go back, look at the highlights and stuff as well. And you know, towards the end of games, there was like pan round to the players sat on the side. I've never seen such a big group of people, these Cowboys players, looking so deflated and just kind of done. So, I mean, I know that we've said, obviously, there's something maybe going on with this Eagles in the locker room and everything. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that Cowboys locker room because guaranteed nobody's happy.
It's trash.
But who do you put the blame on?
That's true.
Who is to blame and who should go? I mean, Jerry Jones is the master of all masters there. He's not going to fire himself.
No.
So who's gonna take the hit?
Someone's got to take the rap.
Yeah.
You know, the only fans that are happy in the NFC East are the Commanders, which is
Strange, right?
This is like bizarro.
It's 360.
Whereas normally they're moaning.
And they're sat back and they're just like, you know what, we're good.
Okay, George, let's go to your run of the week.
Yeah, this was great. There's a couple for me that really got my attention. The first one is Najee Harris, running back for the Steelers. And the reason why I picked his run of the week is because he's not actually that fast of a running back. He kind of plods along, a bit of a bigger back. But on this play, he juked this guy and left him in his cleats. You have to check this clip out. Literally, this is not a play that Najee Harris would normally make, but he gets the ball, moves to the right, jukes the guy, literally sends him to his knees on the ground before running it for a further 10, 15 yards. So Najee, I give you that. The second guy, though, is David Montgomery. Now, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs of the Detroit Lions are my favorite 1-2 punch in the entire NFL when it comes to running backs. Montgomery is just a monster. The guy cannot be stopped. I think he's won Angry Run of the Week many times before, but on this particular run, he refused to go down. Not one guy, not two guys, but he made his way through these guys into the end zone and put the Lions up on the board. So there's my two guys.
All right, okay, guys, we're going to go to the rest of the games. The Bills beat the Jets.
You know what? This was actually a game that felt like a slogfest. One team would score a touchdown, another team would score a touchdown. Somebody missed a field goal, another person would miss a field goal. This game was going to go either way. Bills took the win, and a much-deserved win. Jets lost, and I think the big question here now is, what are the Jets going to do moving forward?
Cry.
That is the big one.
Cry. That's what they're going to do, cry.
All right, let's not spend too long on this one. Bengals beat down my Giants.
Yeah, they did. And you're right. There's nothing really much to say aside from the Giants and Daniel Jones. They did not show up. They just didn't show up. And that hurt me personally because I actually went bold enough to use Daniel Jones in my fantasy league and he did me nothing. The Bengals won, but it's too little too late. You know, I think their season's over. So on to the next
How
one.
embarrassing that run. I'm sorry. You just lit me up again.
It's a good point, actually.
Joey B
It's a good
getting
point.
to run all that way.
How many yards is it?
It was 47 yards.
47 yards. I mean, it looked longer than that, but for no one to be able to catch up with him and him to score that touchdown, credit to them. But like I said, it's too little too late.
That's the longest run of Joey B's career, by the way.
Fair play.
Giants, you're not ruining my day. I'm going to move on from you. Right, Falcons beat the Panthers.
Yeah, this Falcons team, I mean, they've just utilised their offense, utilised their run game as well. You know, I think that was my lock of the week, actually, as well, the Falcons.
It might have been, yeah.
So, hey, thanks for coming through.
Steelers victorious over the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders are in a little bit of a tricky place right now. Whether Max Crosby stays there or not as well is to be seen. But credit to the Steelers. They found a way to win. Fields looked all right, so I like what they're doing.
Chargers found a way past the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, not too much actually for me to say on this game, but the Chargers, I like to see what they were doing. But I'll also say, did anybody else see the Harbaugh news?
When he went into the tent, or when he...
Yeah, and then his brother got taken off the podium as well. And I thought, like, oh my God, what's going on? Is there like another injury happening?
I didn't see
No,
this.
he wasn't well. Yeah.
But
Wow,
good to
okay.
see, obviously, coaches doing
He
nice.
returned to the game, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
I did.
hopefully-
Yeah,
okay.
it was an atrial like flutter
Wow.
or something. But yeah, but I mean, otherwise, yeah, the Chargers got the dub.
It's a stressful game. People got to realize these people are human beings as well.
True.
Okay, let's go with your Colts, George. Victorious over the Titans.
All right, let's just be real. It was an ugly win. An ugly win against a divisional opponent, but we come to your trap and own your trap. We got that W. That's all that matters. And for those that are saying Joe Flacco shouldn't be starting or AR should be starting, all I care about is a win right now. We secured the dub. Let's move on.
Ooh.
Eagles narrowly beat the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've touched on this earlier. This one, the Eagles should have dominated and they should have had a blowout win. They didn't. This was a scrape-by win. Imagine if the Browns would have won that.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni, definitely on the hot seat. I mean, this Eagles team could be unraveling before our eyes.
A great game to watch. The Bucks beat the Saints.
This was an amazing game in that NFC South division. Back and forth all the way. Spencer Rattler getting his first start for the Saints. They lose Chris Olave, their number one receiver, which is bad news for them. But Baker Mayfield and them guys, you got to give them so much credit. 51 points on the board. The Saints had no chance.
Texans victorious over the Patriots.
Yeah, this Texans team have kind of like turned things around and they're back to doing what they do best. CJ Stroud had a day. Patriots lost, but hey, we're going to see the Patriots this week in London, so...
Packers gave the Cardinals a whooping.
They did, yeah. I mean, I watched this game closely as well. I mean, there were some points where I thought maybe the Cardinals were going to bring something back, but there was literally nothing from Harrison Jr., who left the game with a concussion. James Conner was non-existent. Kyler Murray forgot how to run. And the Packers did it good. All I'll say is Romeo Doubs, who obviously had the issue about not getting enough game time, ends up getting 2 touchdowns. So, you know, he made a fuss and kind of got, you know...
Apparently it was personal family issues, but I don't think anybody will know.
To cover up. I don't know.
I will say this, though. Jordan Love missed playtime because of his injury, and he's now joint leader for touchdowns in the league.
Wow.
Jordan Love, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Love.
He's doing it big.
Well, I'm going to move on quickly because my team didn't win and yours got
Yeah, exactly.
bitterness
Take
over
that.
here. Salty corner. All right, the Ravens, even though they beat the Commanders,
Yeah,
the Commanders put on a good show.
Look, I think you have to be pleased. Dan Quinn, the head coach, the rest of the Commanders team, fans of the Commanders, you have to be happy with what you saw. They went toe-to-toe. It was a very equal game. The Baltimore Ravens, I think the difference there is Derrick Henry because he took over that game at multiple points, but I think the Ravens did well to get the win, but Commanders should not be disappointed by any means.
Yeah.
As predicted by myself, the 49ers rolled over the Seahawks.
This was a juicy game for Thursday Night Football. I genuinely thought the Seattle Seahawks, they could have come through and taken something back. But this 49ers, maybe a bit like the Chiefs, they can somehow find a way to get the job done. They are still laden with a few injuries here and there, so hopefully we'll get to see the 49ers back to full strength at some point. But it's nice to see snippets of the 49ers that we've seen last season.
But also, it was Geno Smith's birthday as well, so there's something about birthdays and not winning on your birthday, because it was,
Maybe they're
Oh, no,
subconscious.
their
Your
mind
mind
is
is elsewhere.
elsewhere. Yeah.
Thinking about their birthday cake.
Literally,
Yeah.
he definitely was thinking, I need to get the hell out of
literally,
here.
I'm going to eat my cake.
Need
Blow
to
out
open
them
the
candles.
presents.
Well,
Yeah.
don't hurt me, please. Right, obviously, we was there to see it at Tottenham. The Bears dominated over the Jags.
Yeah, just a quick one on this because we've already touched on it, but great win for the Bears. They moved to 4-2, I believe. And I think it seemed like they found their feet. They looked comfortable. They looked in control. So I think we'll start to see better performances moving forward.
Ash, it is time for your top 5
Ooh, yeah.
power
Power
list. I'm looking forward to this
rankings.
one.
Okay. Guys, are you ready for my top 5 power rankings?
do it.
In reverse order.
Okay.
Okay. This is going to shock you. And also, please do remember, ladies and gents, boys and girls, bye weeks are happening.
Yeah.
True.
This is my week 6 power ranking.
Yes.
Okay. Number 5, I've got the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Okay. Number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, the Minnesota Vikings. And number 1, the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
Bye weeks are happening.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Vikings are on a bye.
Right.
So my week 6 power ranking, my number 1 team, guys, it's got to be the Detroit Lions as number 1. I mean, they dominated over the Cowboys.
So you're punishing people for having
Bye weeks.
Well, 100%, yeah. It's my week 6 power
Fair
ranking
enough.
list.
Where did you
Yeah.
have the Vikings in that? Remind me.
Vikings 2
Okay.
and Chiefs 3, because I remember last week we did mention, obviously, that this Vikings team, and for me personally anyway, the Vikings are winning more convincingly than
Right.
the Chiefs. So for
Right.
me at the moment, the Vikings will still be above the Chiefs in any pecking order that I personally do. But yeah, they obviously didn't play last week. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I've got to put the Detroit
I don't
Lions
hate
up
it.
there.
I think for me, the only change I would make is I'd have Vikings 1, Chiefs 2, and then I would have
And then put them in. And then put the Detroit in at number
I
3.
would put Detroit in at 3, Ravens 4, Commanders 5. Oh, it's Commanders. Texans 5. I don't hate it. I would just
Yeah,
I would
luckily,
mix it up a little bit.
this is my top 5 power ranking list.
Hey.
And not the boys'.
You
Yeah.
have rationale.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
Yeah.
on
I
that.
will say, though,
don't
it's
hate it.
great to see this Ravens team. I mean, Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
and Derrick Henry, what a duo. Love to see it. And I do think this Ravens team will give, and like, if they keep doing what they're doing, this Ravens team will give this Chiefs team a run for their money. So for me, I wanted to put them in at number 4.
Yeah.
And obviously the Texans, I mean, they just played like fire last week. And I'm comparing it to every other team that's on the list and stuff as well. I wanted to put the Packers in, but, you know, they're in the top 10. Other teams, I think, are deserving to be up there. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, more teams go on buys next week. The lists will always change. It is difficult to keep a team at number 1 when we're doing them week by week when they're on a bye.
I mean, if you're
Do you know
putting the
what I mean?
Ravens up there, then it makes Jerry Jones' statement that we couldn't afford Derrick Henry even
Bro,
more laughable.
it's
So
madness.
it's time to laugh at the Cowboys, everyone.
It's madness. It's actually
hell?
madness. It's madness. I don't know what they're doing, man. Them Cowboys.
All right, it is time for the section that is not my takes. This is stuff
Sure.
that I've searched far and wide over the internet, into my web,
But these are
social
yours.
media,
Yeah.
everywhere. These aren't my takes.
I think you need to start putting people's names next to them because
No,
otherwise,
I'm just trying to help people.
no, because otherwise we're just like, no, these are Dre's.
They're yours.
I want a bit of free will for people to be able to say nonsensical things. Yeah. However, we're going to change the working title, so it's not going to be called overreactions,
right?
Because I've robbed that from someone else. Everyone knows who that is.
Okay,
but we're going to call it Outlandish.
Do you want to TM that?
Do you like that?
Outlandish.
Right. Yeah.
TM.
So that might stick. But it's still working title.
Let's see what they actually are then. I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, let's get to them. All right.
Here we go.
Mike McCarthy is toast, despite Jerry Jones saying that he's not going to fire him.
I 100% agree with this. I will be coming in after Outlandish with a hot take.
Oh.
But I 100% agree with this. So for me, I don't think that's outlandish at all. I think that is facts.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, the Cowboys are just doing some crazy stuff right now, and they're the talk of every fan's daily NFL news right now. He's in trouble. Probably gonna get fired too. So
I can feel one of the cast is gonna be angry with me after saying this.
Tread carefully now, bro.
Right. Actually, sorry, one of the team, not the cast. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
No, don't worry. Your time's coming. Don't worry about it. All right. The Eagles will not win a thing under Nick Sirianni, so get Bill Belichick in now.
The first half of that, 100% right. I think I actually will go another step further and say I think he's going to lose the locker room real soon, and it's going to start showing up on the field. Bill Belichick, I don't know. I'm quite enjoying him on the Manning class and doing all that stuff right now. I don't know if he actually wants. I mean, there is talk about it potentially coming back.
Yeah.
Would he want to go to the Eagles? I'm not entirely sure. So that second half, I don't think so. But Nick Sirianni, and yeah, they ain't winning nothing.
Well, one thing that ain't happening, he ain't going to go back to the Jets.
No.
Not after writing a resignation on a napkin.
I know. Like, I remember hearing about that, thinking, is that how you're going to go out?
Jets thing.
Literally. Like,
wow.
Honestly, I swear that franchise is
cursed. You talk about that, but look at the way they escorted head coach Robert Saleh out.
It was with security.
Like, what?
He wasn't even allowed to go and say goodbye to the players.
It's mad. Why?
Something weird is going on there.
It's odd.
Yeah.
I blame Aaron Rodgers. I blame Rodgers.
Of course.
Yeah, it's Rodgers.
All right, here we go. Offensive Rookie of the Year will be, drum roll, Caleb Williams.
What? No.
I mean, he is making...
Nah.
He's making moves for it. It's difficult to deny that he isn't going out every week and he's vying for it. I mean, will it happen? Does it normally go to quarterbacks?
I mean, it depends. Technically, it can do, but I mean, you've got skill players, running backs, wide receivers.
I mean, who would you put in instead?
Not to say that he hasn't got a chance, but I think Jaden Daniels is up there personally. The way he's been playing
right now,
because no one.
I would disagree.
I mean, I'd put Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams.
You got to look at what he's doing with the Commanders, a franchise who have been through it all, and the way he's been playing, no one expected what was happening. Caleb Williams is only different because he was the number one pick, and people expect him to play up to a certain level. For me, Jaden Daniels right now.
We say that as it stands.
Right now. Of course it changes every
maybe in
week.
a few weeks it could change because Caleb seems to be finding his feet. Okay, let's go to the Saints, who have been accused of being a fraud. And they should fire Dennis Allen.
What?
I don't know.
Okay,
fire Dennis Allen.
That's like extreme. First of all, I do like. I kind of get. It's more than outlandish. Yeah. I do get what people are saying though, that they're frauds because they started the season hot and now suddenly what on earth is going on?
Yeah, they're falling off.
And like they started the season hot.
He had me apologising on camera, Derek Carr. I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. And now look,
now you've got to take that apology back.
But what I won't take back is my hot take about Spencer Rattler.
Oh, that's true.
I know they lost the game.
Nice.
I know they lost the game, but
I don't think they need to fire Dennis Allen though.
No?
Yeah, I wouldn't
disagree.
That's too much.
Too outlandish?
That's too outlandish.
Yeah, I think change up maybe.
That's too much on the scale.
And the change might be sticking with Spencer Rattler because he offers a little bit more. I know they lost, but maybe that might be it. I wouldn't fire Dennis Allen.
Pittsburgh Steelers should insert Russell Wilson for the rest of the season now.
Absolutely not. Nope. I mean, I know he practiced. No, it's not happening. I know he practiced in full. I think the thing is, there was a lot of ifs and buts prior to the season, right? Because Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, and we've seen what Fields offers. Now that Fields has started every game, and I wasn't so sold on him, but I think every week he does just a little bit more.
We're getting into week 7 now, aren't we?
We are, and Mike Tomlin sees the consistency. He doesn't want to change things up, and Russell Wilson can't do what Justin Fields can. He can't scramble, and he can't do all that anymore. So
Russell Wilson's old.
Yeah, exactly.
There might come a point where we might see him in a game or something.
Yes.
I really highly doubt that he'll be on the sideline for the full season.
No.
But no, I completely agree, and I think every week Fields is kind of building that rapport and that relationship with his players and everything, and stuff seems to be gelling.
Yeah.
Okay, last two.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for this?
No.
Not the Chiefs, not the Vikings, but the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL as it stands.
In the NFL?
I mean, I've got to agree because
NFL.
my power ranking list agrees outlandishly with that statement.
Man.
It's difficult because, I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's
two teams
difficult.
were on a bye week, so we can't really discuss
Is
about
there a
what
bit
was
of
happening.
recency bias?
I mean, I do think it is. This Vikings team, I think we can all happily agree and continue to say, obviously, that they are convincingly winning more than this Chiefs team.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Andre, I know you're a huge Chiefs fan.
Say it how it is.
I still believe that this Chiefs team is getting lucky with some of the ref calls and everything like that.
You ain't the only
Oh,
one.
leave them alone.
You ain't the only one.
But are the Lions the best team in the NFL? I think for this week, maybe. Overall,
So you agree?
No. For this week.
Okay.
I
You
don't know,
agree?
man. It's tricky
Because
because
I've got a real good one.
it's tricky because I think you still got 2-5-0 teams, but I would happily say the Chiefs aren't the best team in the NFL. Fact. I would probably say it's still the Vikings in my opinion, but the Lions are a close second, so not for me.
Last one. I'm going to come to you first because I know it's going to be reaction from Ash. The Green Bay Packers. They won't make it out of the NFC North.
Who said that? What? This person woke up on the wrong side of the bed, didn't have their morning coffee. I don't know what they're saying, but
Hey,
that is
it's a
trash.
possibility.
You know what? If
It's
I
a
go-
possibility.
If I go in and see like who's actually written that, that's from Dre himself. There's nobody else has written that.
To be fair, that division is hotly contested.
But
right?
it could happen.
It could happen. Of
So
course it could.
it might be.
It could happen.
It's not so outlandish.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that for
So
a second.
who's not making it then?
Bears.
I think
Whatever.
I know they're 4-2, but yeah, potentially the Bears. It's not going to be the. Yeah, I would say the Bears. Yeah, for sure.
I
I think
mean-
the Bears not making it.
Yeah.
Look at what.
No,
I mean,
but no.
With
Ash
Hutchinson
is
now,
loaded when
Yeah.
she says the Bears because there's a rivalry.
Yeah, but I've got a rivalry with everybody in the NFC North. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, the Vikings. I think they're strong contenders to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, they're making it.
The Bears. I think no. And not just me because they're division rivals. I just think
Because their fans tormented you the whole week.
Oh yeah.
I think actually you tormented me, not.
I was
the actual fans themselves.
cheerleading.
We got
Yeah,
it on camera
exactly.
too.
We got
Yeah.
a nice clip.
We do.
I think if the Bears can make it through, they'll do so on a wild card. And this Lions team, they are playing well, but obviously they've lost Hutchinson now.
Yeah.
It's all going to depend on what is happening over the next few weeks and can they sustain it and everything moving forward. Whereas obviously we've now got Jordan Love back and we aren't injury prone. But this NFC North division is the best in the league.
I think he will make it
Every
out.
team has got a winning record currently. It's going to be hotly contested.
Yeah.
And I mean, has there ever been all four teams from a division going through to the
I
playoffs?
don't-
That won't happen.
Not sure. No.
So you might not be making it. So just get comfortable.
I think you're good. I think you're good.
Do you want to get comfortable there, Joe?
Look, the Giants
We're
ain't making.
comfortable.
You ain't making
Wow.
I've
nothing. So
accepted that we're going to be watching. You may be joining
Yeah,
me.
you're going to be a bandwagon. You're going to jump on a
You know
bandwagon
who's
team,
going to
aren't
be
you?
watching?
That-
who's
that
going to
team
be
right
watching?
there.
It's going to be. It might be you, me, and Nick Sirianni all watching it on television.
at home, at home
home.
on the
Watching.
sofa.
Imagine you, me, and Nick Sirianni on a sofa together.
Oh, furniture will fly. That's for sure.
So before we go into the next section, guys, I'm going to give you my little hot take.
All right.
What?
What?
She's gone mad.
Okay.
I think me and Ash might have a joint hot take. So let's see what you think. All right. So my hot take is this, right? After seeing Drake May play first game for the Patriots, first start, I wholeheartedly think that Drake May and the Patriots are going to beat down on the Jags at Wembley. Honestly, I can feel it coming. I think it's bad news.
Wait a minute.
for the Jags.
We're talking about like what happened last weekend at Tottenham.
Yep. And on that note,
So the Jaguars lose back-to-back games after winning back-to-back games in
Yeah,
London
man.
last year. And then we lose another head coach. Guys, I believe sorry, Jags fans, when the Jags lose
It's
this
bad.
weekend, Doug Peterson gets fired on the flight home. Maybe he won't
God.
even travel with the team.
they might leave his ass behind. I can't say that, can I? I can't say ass.
They might leave his booty behind.
They might leave him behind.
Yeah,
So, yeah
I mean,
I'm with
they
you on
might
that.
do.
They
Yeah,
might. They
anything
might.
can happen. But I mean, we've seen Robert Saleh go. I think these teams are getting quite cutthroat.
Yeah.
Why hold on to head coaches if they're not getting the job done?
Especially if you're going to be 1-6.
You know what? Traditionally, people get fired at the end of the season, end of the regular season.
Nah.
But it's becoming like the Premier League where people getting fired
rid
left,
of
right, and centre.
The
Anyone could go down.
Yeah.
NFL
But if you think
stands.
he's going to get fired on the plane on the way home,
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to like hold off till Tuesday when they get home, are they?
well, you reckon they're going to make him fly individually,
No,
separately?
they'll
Sorry,
deal with it when they get
sorry,
back.
Can you fly on a different plane, please?
make him
Well,
fly economy as well.
So we're going to put you on the 7 p.m. flight. If like it was
I
overbooked.
just when they get back, he's off. Regardless of what happens, win or lose, I think it's over.
All right, it's time for our games of the week and locks of the week. These are games you should be watching on NFL Game Pass on DAZN, of course. George,
Yeah.
what is yours, sir?
My game of the week is a great one. It's the Texans at the Packers. 2 great offenses, 2 great quarterbacks. There's going to be a ton of points scored in this one. Both teams, again, searching for that win. But my lock of the week, I said it as my hot take, it's the Patriots. They're going to beat down on these Jags, and it's over for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson.
Before any of you guys say anything else, bear in mind that we have to go to the Jags practice facilities.
We got,
so
yeah.
I'm hoping they don't see this before we get there because it will be persona non grata. That's for sure.
Go Jags. just for safety.
Yeah. Oh,
Give a
we
thumbs
heard
up.
what you've been saying.
I ain't
yeah,
saying that.
Exactly.
Guys, my game to watch is a hotly contested NFC North divisional matchup. I've got the Vikings and the Lions. Vikings coming off a bye week. Lions coming off a dominant win against the Cowboys. If anybody can take this Vikings team down, it's going to have to be the Lions. I do think that the Vikings victory stops this week and the Lions get the win. So they are my lock of the week as well.
I'm going to go with a really, really good game. Get your popcorn ready, get your food ready, get your beers ready, whatever you need to get yourself comfortable, because this one's going to be a doozy. So the game you should be watching on NFL Game Pass on DAZN, of course, is the Chiefs against the 49ers. Now, you guys know I have a soft spot for the 49ers.
Yeah, but
I also have
for the Chiefs.
I have a little soft spot for the Chiefs. Shout out Travis Kelce.
That's not how it works now.
But my Bang Bang Niners gang are going to be disappointed because the Chiefs are going to be victorious.
Oh,
The run
Interesting.
will continue.
Interesting.
So my lock of the week is the Chiefs beating the 49ers. It's sad to say, but it's going to happen.
excited
you
for
know
that
what?
one.
I don't know about that one. I
it's
think
tricky.
the 49ers, I mean, this is a great kind of rivalry matchup.
Well, it's
now.
revenge.
It is,
Super Bowl
yeah.
rematch, yeah.
Ooh, like,
We will see. We will see.
how are teams doing coming off bye weeks normally?
Well, if you're the Lions, you're laughing.
But like, not like throughout the regular
It
season,
doesn't always
normally,
guarantee a
anything
win.
happen.
It doesn't. Technically, you're well rested. You can prepare, but it doesn't always guarantee anything.
The Niners are banged up, so I don't know. They just don't seem to be. They come out of the into the playoffs
Conference,
for
yeah.
sure, and they'll be very, very much full strength when it comes to that.
Well, you know
That's
what?
why I said to everyone last week, relax. But
As long as the refs wake up on the right side of the bed, then the Chiefs,
wow.
Chiefs are happy.
Wow.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Okay, thank you again for joining us for another episode of The Hurry Up, obviously on DAZN. We've had a great time. Please pray for us because we have to be with the Jags this week. And due to these two talking smack about Doug Peterson and the rest of their team, let's hope we actually get in the training facility. And obviously we're with the Patriots as well. So, we will see you guys next week. And let's see if I can get it this time. I was far off last time. Catch you guys
Come on
later.
now.
Peace.
You ain't their quarterback.
Boom!
Maybe you are. Oh,
Destroys
the set.
No.
Ruined the whole thing.
Oh, no.